Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar raised 19 children, and some of them remain at home. However, some of the older kids from Counting On seem to drift away from them. So, it seems that the former TLC couple isn't doing that well in the turmoil that followed the conviction of Josh Duggar. Keep reading to find out more. Jill Duggar Dillard wrote about the disadvantages of living with a family that came with so many rules. It's not a secret that for years, she and her parents experienced some estrangement. Additionally, she claimed some aggression that shocked a lot of people. Of course, she also participated in Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets. And her dad didn't seem happy about that. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar also faced some scrutiny after Jinger Duggar Vuolo wrote her first book, Becoming Free Indeed, that aimed at the way the kids were raised under the rules of the Institute in Basic Life Principles IBLP. Although she wasn't as critical of her mom and dad, the Counting On alum did seem to feel disappointed in their parenting choices. Are others in the family feeling the same way? Read on to find out. For some time, TLC fans wondered if some of the other adult children secretly admired their sisters for speaking out. Of course, it's hard to tell, as so few of them seem willing to discuss the family. Now, it seems that Jill and Jinger are not alone in rethinking their lives. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, according to a source cited by In Touch Weekly, seem to be less adored by their children. The source told the outlet, even though Jinger and Jill are the only two that have been really vocal about their anger toward their parents, it's clear there are plenty of others in the family who aren't too happy. They've tried to live righteously, and they're being kicked to the curb, and are feeling isolated and stressed. It's not clear how the adult kids from the TLC family really feel about the way their parents dealt with Josh Duggar. Twice, he was responsible for them losing their TV show. Additionally, his crimes certainly don't speak of perfect parenting. While chatter about Josh dies down, perhaps the adult children start leaning away from perceived leniency on Josh when he was young. We hope you're ready to break out the world's tiniest violin, readers. According to In Touch Weekly, Jim Bob Duggar and Michelle Duggar are very sad these days. The former reality stars were snubbed by their children late last month upon celebrating their 40th wedding anniversary, the latest sign that most of the couple's 19 children have finally seen the following light. Jim Bob and Michelle try to downplay it, but all the turmoil is taking a toll, a source told this tabloid this week, prior to listing all the ways in which the Duggar kids are estranged from their mom and dad. Jill Duggar and her husband, for example, were banned from the famous clan for publicly defying the strict rules of fundamentalist Baptist patriarch Jim Bob. Jinger Duggar Vuolo, meanwhile, added to the family feud when she trashed her family's religious beliefs as harmful and cult-like and alleged the conservatives' twisted teachings had left her crippled with anxiety. Most recently, Jinger detailed all the ways in which she suffered as a child, including a lack of food and hot water. Going back a lot longer ago, Jill sat down for an interview with Amazon as part of a documentary that exposed the church in which she was raised as being an awful influence on her. We've since learned that Jill hasn't seen her dad for well over a year. Even though Jinger and Jill are the only two that have been really vocal about their anger toward their parents, it's clear there are plenty of others in the family who aren't too happy, In Touch also now writes. This likely stems from how Jim Bob and Michelle have continually defended oldest son Josh, despite him having been convicted of child pornography possession. Josh is currently spending many years behind federal bars as a result of this heinous crime. Last summer, after the aforementioned documentary came out, Jim Bob and Michelle went about publicly condemning the project in a statement that read as follows. The recent documentary that talks about our family is sad because in it we see the media and those with ill intentions hurting people we love. Like other families, ours too has experienced the joys and heartbreaks of life, just in a very public format. This documentary, paints so much and so many in a derogatory and sensationalized way because, sadly, that's the direction of entertainment these days. As we said above, documentary included an interview with Jill Duggar, whose parents concluded in response. We have always believed that the best chance to repair damaged relationships or to reconcile differences is through love in a private setting. We love every member of our family and will continue to do all we can to have a good relationship with each one. At this point, however, the spouses are feeling isolated and stressed because their other children aren't rallying around them, In Touch concludes. We don't feel badly for them at all.